Hey everybody, what's happening? What's happening? Hello online, what's happening out there? Hope everyone's staying kind of dry. I know last week we had nothing but sun. Now we don't know if we'll ever see it again. This is just the way it goes, right? So thank you for being here as the rain is nurturing us out here. We're excited to nurture you. Today on Wednesday, we call this game day because it's the day that we meet every morning as a leadership team. And we find more and more ways from your feedback on how to provide more and more value to you. My name's Jamie. I'm the Chief Value Officer and I'm representing the leadership team here today. And we're excited to have you. And I say we get started because Melissa's ready to go. There we go. So our purpose here at KWPR specifically is to serve agents and impact lives. You all are impactors. You impact lives every time you reach out to your sphere, every time you serve somebody, you impact them. And we want to further help you impact more people because we believe that the KWPR people here are extra special. And we believe that you should be in more and more living rooms compared to what options others might have. So we love the fact that we get to multiply what we do by impacting you. And these are our values. Are you ready, leadership? Culture, integrity, impact, growth. Yeah. And it kind of keeps going depending on the day. So these are values that are important to us, and we're going to be focusing on them even more here as we go soon. I just want to give you all a round of applause. We want to give you all a round of applause for Red Day. Red Day is a day every year where we just close down the office and say, let's go. You know, we go and take care of properties. We took care of 3 different people here this year, and there are 50, just a little over 50 preferred agents, staff that participated, and we saw people go above and beyond in ways too that it was just typical of this culture. So we're super appreciative. And someone who's the guru of Red Day, on a scale of 1 to 10, Steve Rawl. Scale of 1 to 10, what was it?
It was a 10.
Nice.
Oh, it's gone up since I last talked to him. Yeah.
Last night I couldn't hold back.
Well, you know the trends. So hey, that's pretty amazing if Steve Rawl, who again, he holds this near and dear to his heart, and the apple doesn't fall far from the tree either, does it? So for those of you who don't know, we do a play of the week every week. Usually, most of the time, it's an agent, and we'd love to hear from you. Nominate somebody so that we know just how amazing the people on Zoom, people in here are, as well as promoting you to your sphere. And another thing that we've added as well that's important to us is the say of the week. As you all know, we went to Phil Jones, and there's just more and more ways of having people be 50-50 hearing what we say versus 90-10. And these are things that open that door. As we talked about before, there's oftentimes clients start with a push. Well, these are ways to get them to walk with us. And this perspective changer is, how would you feel if? I encourage you to practice this one this week. We want people want to avoid the pain and pleasure, and that's where their motivation often is. And motivation is everything. So paint that picture for them. This example does it in a couple ways. How would you feel if in 6 months you were still on the market and miss out on the warm weather in your new pool? See, there's a pleasure of, hey, let's go enjoy the weather of the new pool, but you're pulling it away from them at the same time. It's helping them paint that picture. So moving forward, you're helping them see what they want to see, stay focused on it. And this week we want to start focusing on, again, calling calls. We do this every Tuesday. We want to bring it to attention because we're not sending the text out for it anymore. This is a staple of what we do every week, 9 a.m. Tuesdays. In this one, we had actually a lot of Phil Jones magic phrases mixed in it. Lisa Brainer brought it up that she had a situation where the seller, or the person that she was referred to this person by 3 past clients. And So he had her come in. However, the neighbor and best friend was also a realtor, and he was offering to do it at 1% rate. So she looks back on it and goes, man, there's so many things I regret that I didn't say. So there's just a lot of different ways of opening up those conversations about this. How important is it for you to keep that friendship? Just imagine how you feel living next door to someone who you had to fire. Think about that. There's a lot of ammo that we have here, and it's not to shoot down that other person. However, have you thought through these things? How important is your friendship? Okay. Could it be possible if they can't negotiate a sustainable rate for their business when it comes to negotiating with a buyer, that they're going to be able to negotiate for you? So there's a lot of options. So highly recommend the conversation calls with Colin every Tuesday. And thank you, Colin, for setting aside time and doing such. And let's bring up our MCA.
So just a reminder that we have 2 classes coming up that I'll be teaching for you. Today we have the MCA orientation, so learn all the little things that you don't know you need to know. Because that affects how you get paid, when you get paid, and some things that make you get you paid a little bit faster. And then next week, 9:45 to 10:45, we'll be talking all things commission. So come and find out how to get your commission submitted. You've got your opportunity in already. And now you think you've got all the compliance done, but you still have to submit the commission to the office. So come learn how to do that and any little tips and tricks that we have for better practices. And now we're on to Laura, so who's ready for numbers?
Woo!
Yeah.
Steve Rawl is.
Steve, you're my best friend. So a little bit about profit share. We did just over $20,000 in profit share last month, which it is the 3rd highest for April, and 6,200 more than last year. So very good. And then for April, we had 146 closed units, 94 listings taken, 68 listings sold, and here's the corresponding volume to go with those.
I mean, I got so into that, I went, wow.
And here's some little tips. These will be available on Facebook. Grace will post those after the meeting gets done. But just a couple little things to note on closed volume. While we were up 56.7% over compared to last year.
Yeah.
The market was only up 2%.
Woo!
Yeah.
So we outperformed the market.
We call that market share.
I'd say that's 54.7%, I think.
And then closed listings, again, compared to last year, the rest of the market was up 2%. We were up just over 50%.
Wow.
That was the volume. And then the average sale price, while the rest of the market was up only 4.4%, we doubled that and we were up more than at 9.8%.
Wow.
So getting your clients more money for their houses, which is huge.
Wow.
Way to go, everybody.
go.
No kidding.
So, and then this is just another recap of the closed units, listings taken, and listings sold. Any questions?
What is today?
Today is 21st.
Wednesday.
Profit share day.
Profit share, oh, profit share day, yes.
Wow.
Your checks drops.
Yep.
Completely forgot about that.
I don't.
You don't. So for those of you that are getting profit share, check your bank accounts because you got some money in there, so.
And those of you who haven't, we're gonna be having a big profit share month next month, so be ready.
Ooh, stay tuned for that. Thanks, Jamie.
Well, thank you.
Thank
Way to
you,
go, Karina. Speaking of volume, come on up, Toddy.
This is new.
Well, I know you had, you were pumped to be on the plane.
I was pumped to be on the plane, thank you.
Inside joke, sorry.
Yeah. Thank you, Jamie. Can I get the clicker?
Oh,
Thank you. Okay, hello, everybody.
hello, Toddy.
This is super exciting. License renewals are coming up. So, June 30th, please have your CEs done, so that we can renew your license. I will tell you, June 30th is a Monday, so, we will be renewing your license. The last day will be June 30th. Not like, the next day, nothing like that. You need to have them done by then. I will also say, all of the lovely providers that provide CEs oftentimes do not report them in a super timely fashion. So I would say that you need to be done with CE by the 15th to ensure that you are being compliant by the 30th. If not, your license will be turned off by the 1st, and our lovely Karina reminded me today that if you are not compliant, your license is shut off and you have a listing, you can't get paid and you can't close. So if that's not motivation, then I don't really know what is. So make sure you do that. Also, yes, Red Day was super great. Thank you to everybody that participated. We had CAP agency reach out to me and say that they were just so incredibly thankful for everything that we did. The guy that we were at, my group, obviously had my phone number, so he texted and just said, like, I can't even believe everything that you did. The people that were at the house with the mulch, yeah, just everybody couldn't believe how helpful we were. So thank you so much.
And she won't say it, but I will. She put the large majority of it together.
And Grace.
And Grace, so let's give them.
Yes.
10 out of 10.
Thank you. Thanks, Steve. With that, the goal is, the goal set by Mo Anderson is to raise $888. We are at $95. So if you could please donate so that we could get a really awesome Zoom call with Mo. I did see her at Mega Leadership Camp. She's cute as ever. And I didn't talk to her, but I did stand there and watch her talk to other people. And they were like, how's it going, Mo? What are you up to? And she was like, oh, just working. And I was like, yeah, you're always working. So anyway, she's so cool. So we should definitely get on this Zoom call. Tomorrow we have the Lead Yourself First with Jake Lures. So if you're not signed up, get signed up. And it's gonna be from 10 to 1, and he's gonna teach you things to lead yourself, lead your teams, and it's just gonna be really packed with value. So make sure that you get signed up for that. A reminder that we're gonna be closed on Monday for Memorial Day, so everybody have a happy Memorial Day. The sun is coming back tomorrow, Jamie, so.
It is?
Yeah.
Well, it's still there.
Well, okay. Anyway, and then a reminder that on July 9th, we are gonna be having our annual barbecue. And apparently there's gonna be fun food and sunshine. So that's gonna be really good.
You promise?
No,
Not failed yet.
I don't promise, but it's gonna be fun.
As well as some moonshine, probably.
And food. I don't know about the sun.
Well, wonderful. We have a few of our partners in the house, our vending partners, and so let's welcome Jessica Gillen.
You're the one to choose. You're going around in circles trying to find someone to choose.
I don't know if I've ever heard that song.
Oh, I did.
You got a Jake, okay, no problem. Well, first of all, I will keep this short and sweet because I was told to only keep it to about 1.5 minutes to 3 minutes.
Why are you looking at me?
All I
Somebody
worry
told me
about
that.
was your
French tuck.
Oh yeah, and I wore this just for
I'm like,
Jason.
you're just doing that to kiss up to Olivia.
A couple quick questions. I'm wondering if you guys know what % of transactions in today's market are financed?
80.
Ooh, close, a little bit higher.
84.
90. Whoa, really close. What is one critical document that you need for a home loan? Yes, you guys all got that, a binder. And then how many of you, with a show of hands, talk to your clients about insurance or guide them if they have any insurance questions or where they can find a good insurance? Great, awesome. Because definitely that's a great touch point with your clients to lead them and help them to provide a broker. Yesterday I was at a conference and one of the lead speakers, he was a mortgage broker or mortgage lender. And one of his key points that he kept saying over and over was, if you don't have an insurance broker in your back pocket, you need to get one.
And so there's definitely a difference between an insurance agent and an insurance broker. An insurance agent has one carrier they work with, they have one product to sell, and so their options in this market are a lot of times limited. Insurance broker, depending on the broker, you have multiple options, you have different carriers that provide different things. I have 46 different carriers. I have learned which carriers I go to who have older roofs, which carriers I go to have newer roofs, the locations of the homes, the age of the homes, new build. So it's really a great asset to have someone who has multiple options. I have been getting more and more referral partners, excuse me, with lenders and then agents because it is becoming difficult. Some home loans almost fall apart right before closing because the insurance is higher than they were anticipating, or they're having a difficult time getting coverage. And so people have been reaching out to me. Last week, there was a deal that was about to fall apart on Friday. I had a quote for them that was about $1,400 less than the closest quote. And I was able to get them the binder within 30 minutes of them making a decision, and it did not hold up any of their closing. That happened on Monday. So that was a great win. Another win that I'd like to share real quick is that I have had a referral partner who they have an in-house insurance agent. She's a lender. She does a ton of business. She always sends her clients to this insurance agent, and it's become more and more difficult for that insurance agent to get them coverage. She's given me 6 or 7 referrals in the last 2 weeks, and I've won 100% of the business. And I won it just talking them through everything and with price and coverage. So that is, I talked to her yesterday, I called her to thank her, I talked to her and she's like, I am literally sending you everyone. Even though we have an in-house agent, I'm sending you everyone just to give them options. So if you don't know, I have a desk right over here. I have cards sitting there. If you guys have any questions, I welcome you to stop by. I like to be here on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So even if you just have a client who's thinking about buying a property and they don't know if they can get coverage, I can just take a peek at that real quick too for you. So.
Thank you. Well, hey, I recommend that is this okay if agents bring their own portfolio to you and just say, hey, can you beat it and see what happens?
Of course, I love that game.
Would that be good? And agents, would it be good if you had even more control over your situation, especially with the way insurance is trending? And because we have ownership that's so involved in what's coming and being ahead of what's coming, Jessica's not here by accident. Highly vetted and a person and Goosehead that Colin, Olivia, Jason put a lot of work in to make sure that we have a partner like her for these moments. She's left. Let's all just wanted to remind you that Olivia's dog poop cleaning job has been picking up lately. However, it's her number 2 job, as you know. And y'all remember that she has this coming out around Christmas, so that you can have the play action yourself. And given Goosehead and with her affection for the Winnipeg Jets in Canada, she's moved her business to Goose Poop.
Oh my God. That really is needed.
So she specializes in Canadian geese. Got her Jets and she gone yet, eh? So keep our vendors in mind, and she is one of them. And speaking of awesome vendors and partners, let's welcome Brian. Thunder.
All right, I wanted to cover a little housekeeping, 3 items here. First of all, the first generation home buyers. If you haven't owned a home or your parents haven't owned a home, Minnesota Housing and First Community have got money from the legislature. Minnesota Housing got $50 million, it's gone. The community portion got 100 million, and as of March 31st, 57% of the funds remain. It's probably 45-ish now. I can see that being gone by the end of July. All right, so if you've, not everybody's got a customer who would fit in this category, but if you do, we need to get them in and out of the system because it's probably 2 months before they can even make an offer on a house because the community.org program, it's basically new people. Everybody went to Minnesota Housing because they know what they're doing. This group, maybe not so much, but they're getting it figured out, but it's still 2 months to get through that. Also, area median income has risen to 131,000 in the metro area. 80% of that used to be 98 grand something, now it's 105. That is a key number for us. Last month I did 4 mortgages where we got a $1,250 free grant from Freddie Mac, all right? Just keep in mind, we're always looking for ways to get our customers in for less money, and there's money out there. That's just a reminder. Student loans are now gonna start being collected again. I know you don't always necessarily deal with your customers' debts, but roughly 15% of the consumers with student loans, they're gonna now have collections reporting. That's gonna drop their scores, possibly drop them out of even being able to qualify. So we're always looking for that, okay, hey, we need to stay on top of this because suddenly payments come due and you didn't make it, your scores are gonna drop. All right, any questions on that?
Do they have to have a house purchased by a certain date? If they're qualified under that program now,
The previous slide?
Oh,
the student loan?
no, I mean,
that previous one, yeah,
for the,
first time home buyer.
yes, so you can't even make an offer until you're approved.
Oh, okay.
All right, and it's up to 2 months to even get approved. Submit the documentation, they need to review it and approve it and send it back, so that's 2 months. So that money's gonna run out before, before you, even if you started the process now, it could be close to running out. Okay. So we're talking about Red Day, and I don't know, a lot of you might know I live in Prior Lake. And so our Prior Lake group went to a house, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna send something off, and I sent the letter to the mayor of Prior Lake. And he replied right away.
No, we're not confusing the Pope.
Mayor Barley.
He said, "Dear Brian, thank you for your correspondence. I actually live about 3 blocks from that house. I drove by the home and couldn't believe the dramatic change to the property. I was so impressed they have nominated your Keller Williams Group for a statewide charitable contribution contest taking place. Sincerely, Kurt Briggs, Mayor of Prior Lake." I got that back right away, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna send something to the other 2 groups to see what they got back. The mayor of Lakeville responded. "Hi, Brian. Your group did really, really okay job. Thank you. Luke Kelly, City of Lakeville Mayor." So the Burnsville guy sent something back. The mayor. "Hello, Brian. Could someone from your group please come back and fix the mailbox you backed into? Sincerely, Elizabeth Kotz, Mayor of Burnsville." So I think it's obvious that the Prior Lake group was
That's awesome. Although it's fake news, I saw auto pen on those. Hey, Jason,
Yes.
what would you like to say?
What wouldn't I like to say? I like to say all the things. Hey, we want to thank everybody because we know that it's been a long journey in finding our team leader. And first off, I want to start out by thanking Olivia, who had standards that she wanted to get and did not compromise on those in finding our new team And then it was a long, arduous process. If you've ever been part of that or seen part of that as an ALC member, maybe you said in an interview or leadership team interviews, a number of interviews and people that we've looked at for the team leader position, we are hyper confident that we not only have the right person, but truly the best person we could have found for this job. And with that, I'd like to bring up Cece. So we can talk a little bit about her, find out a little bit more about her, and be ready to go.
You should lower it.
We're working on ordering new chairs.
Oh.
The chair sucks, they keep telling us, we're getting
Well, wonderful. Well, thank you. Thank you all for being here, and thank you, Cece. It's been, back, just before we get rolling, reflecting back on when Olivia had the vision prior to NAR hitting, knowing that we needed to go deeper with agents to make sure that transition worked, and also to have the vision that the team leader role should probably be cut in half if we want to have the results. And so for her to have, there was a couple times where Olivia could have pushed the easy button, and she didn't. I know it's hard when the CBO or the previous team leader is so handsome. So therefore, she narrowed her searches down to females. So that was marvelous. But seriously, here's what you have already built here, and what the figure and the chutzpah, whatever you want to call it, that we should be promoting out in the industry. I think we have the ideal person, and welcome, Cece. All right, Cece, just start. Tell us about yourself, where you came from, family.
I'm originally from New York, Rochester, New York, moved to Minnesota in 1987. It was a job transfer at Ford, and grew up in Eagan, Minnesota, very close south of the river. Met my best friend, Lisa, in 7th grade, and grew up, met a boy, fell in love, got married, had kids, and I was not someone who really knew what I wanted to get into out of high school. It took a while for me to figure life out. I've always been a person of faith. I knew probably the Lord's Prayer before I could even spell my own name, so I'm really grateful to my family for rooting me in faith. I'm coming from leadership. I spent leadership in the bar restaurant industry. I have a master's in health administration. I tried to give that a go, but just was pulled back into to the hospitality industry. And where I'm recently coming from is really trying to apply that master's of health administration. So I'm coming back from Walgreens and leadership in retail pharmacy management. It just wasn't fulfilling. I knew that I was built and made or looking for something bigger, deeper, more fulfilling for my personal skill set. And I'm just really, truly grateful to be here at KWPR, so.
Nice. Well, beyond real estate, well, let me back up. What drew this to you? What drew you to this?
So it was very apparent to me that Olivia was looking not just for someone to fulfill the role, she's looking for actual alignment. And so KWPR, Keller Williams in general, just completely matches my belief system. Having God as a part of your vision, your mission, is something that just absolutely resonated with me. I knew that when it came to actual values and a moral compass, this would just simply fit like these amazing stilettos I have.
Every day.
But it's about people, it's about values, it's about impact, and really truly caring beyond the industry itself. This organization and all of you are people who care about others, and you're just all, having met with you, I know that you all care about giving away from yourself and believing in something bigger than yourself. You just can't help but want to be attached to people like that.
That's wonderful. Thank you. It was awesome. The minute I knew it was a certainty like this is gonna happen, was right after she interviewed with the leadership team and she was about to interview with ALC. She was just like, oh, I hope I did well. So it was just.
I want it in.
It was kind of, I don't
Yeah.
think that's weird, it was kind of cute that, you know, that she
Yeah.
was that into what we've got going on, and then to see the ALC's response after their meeting was, I knew that this is a special place and time. So I'm grateful. All right, well, you just got done doing something too that was rather big. So, yeah, so what experiences or roles outside the industry that shaped your leadership, in particular campaigning? What in the world?
Yeah, so running on a campaign, I just believe that, first of all, that was an amazing experience. I learned a lot, met a whole lot of people, but that experience, I believe, really built me for this one, in that, you know, running for a campaign has, it really prepared me to be able to take in ideas and work across different perspectives and ideologies. It also made me very, very relentless. So I will be that in this role, relentless in my drive, relentless in pursuit. But then also having the capacity and the drive to just never give up, and also to be very patient and determined in times that are unwavering and maybe not so good. I've met a lot of, in this past 5 weeks that I've been, last Tuesday was my 30 days, met a lot of other team leaders, and they all let you know, hey, great job, but there are gonna be some tough months, and I have that wherewithal and that tenacity to last through that, so. Yeah.
Right on. Well, how would you compare what you have now learned that this role is to being the head figure of a campaign, and a very public campaign? I mean, this wasn't just for, not just, I mean, it wasn't just a local situation. I mean, this was worldwide
Yeah.
acknowledgement. So
Yeah.
how do you see the comparisons?
What I'm gonna just take from that, from running from office and applying it to the role of team leader, is just being able to sell a mission, not just a message. And that's what I learned when I was, you know, running for Congress, is that you have to be able to get people to buy into a mission and not just a message. And that's my pursuit. When I am meeting, you know, top agents and rising star agents, that's what it is. When you come to KWPR, this is about a mission. Yes, we absolutely want you to be the very best you can be. We're gonna provide you with the tools. We're gonna provide you with really smart, relevant, you know, meetings and, you know, lessons and training. But please, we are looking, again, for someone to align with a mission that goes beyond these red walls. So that's what I'm gonna take from running for Congress. Selling a mission, not just a message.
Well, I think it's always admirable when people step up and run. I know Bryce has been in political office. For people to put themselves out there in that regard, that says something special about the person, because you know you're getting arrows. You're getting everything thrown at you from either side, whatever it might be.
Yeah, it's almost like being naked in public at all times, because you are so open and you're so vulnerable. And there are constantly, you have your supporters, but you also have people who are looking for anything they can to dig up dirt and to find your flaws and to not just point them out, but to make them public. And so running, knowing that there are people out there who are literally not just trying to take you down, but to literally take you out. And that's just a much deeper level. So having the wherewithal to go through all that and face it and just realize that I have to stay focused on the mission. Why am I here? It's to represent and make sure that people are getting what they are voting for, but for here, it's that they can live their best life.
Well, if you're out there naked, you know I'm not gonna let that go.
It's the only way.
If you're out there naked, I think you're giving them pretty much easy things to rip on you about as a flaw.
Nice, what?
So I wish I could have given you that advice earlier.
Quit digging.
The best part of that
Cece, just give him a throat punch.
You're making him a whole lot to talk about.
is, all right, sorry. Sorry, the emperor wears. So, no, the best part about that, I think, not only is this role is exactly that, you're the campaign person, yet now she's been vetted so much that Olivia can't give her as much crap as she gave me. But she will.
Hello,
So-
HR, we need a security.
I was trained for HR.
Right.
So now that you have a chance to get a lay of the land, what's your initial impression of the culture here?
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of talent here. There's a lot of potential. The culture, just grabs you and is absolutely contagious. So my focus as team leader is to just focus on three prongs, three aspects, and that's growth, giving, and prosperity. When it comes to growth, I want us to be the destination, not a destination, the destination for top agents and rising stars. When it comes to prosperity, I simply hope to partner with agents to support them in building a business and a life that they dream of. Hopefully we can do that. I believe as a team, the leadership team, we're doing that through really smart tools, training, and really relevant lessons to empower them to live their best life. And when it comes to giving, hey, we're already doing it. I hope that we can deepen that and collaborate with partners and just figure out ways to just better our best.
Well, you had touched on growth of the agents here. As we know, the TL role is to go bring people in and grow your profit share at the same time, win-win, right? And what else helps grow our profit share, and that is our own GCI is going up. How do you envision that being something that happens for our agents for their success reaching there?
Yeah, so what you said is really important because it's already here. We have profit share, we are giving, we have MREA, we have these brilliant founding fathers, I would say, that has built this amazing system. And so now, we go back and we don't have to reinvent the wheel. So let's empower the agents to make sure that they are taking advantage of profit share. And if you're not, let's figure out why you're not, because the goal is to not have agents want to or have to sell for the rest of their life. They can retire or go and pursue other things or maybe step down and do this part-time, but still be earning, still funding their very best life. So we have the tools, and that's what's amazing about KW is that we have the tools, the models, and the systems. I know we say it a lot, but it's really relevant. But let's get them to tap into that. We have tools, we have systems in place. So it's just a matter of keeping you all mindful of that. We are obsessed with the agents on the leadership team. We're constantly talking about you. We just want you to know we're constantly talking about how we can empower you, the agents. And I think if we give them relevant tools, you'll definitely live your best life. And you'll just want to give away and bring someone else in to share this experience.
Anyone have any questions they want to jump in on? One of the things she just touched on is what we have what's called Quantum Leap, so be
Agent
ready
Plus,
for that.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
Agent
yeah,
Plus. Agent Plus is huge, I can't ignore that because we just had them here. That's just another opportunity for you to earn, and it sets us apart. So making sure every single tool, I just thought about that, sorry to interrupt, but that's really, really important. It's another a way for you to earn. That's what we want. We just want you to be earning and to just literally have a life, live a life, your very best life, be your very best self. So,
As well as have more control over transactions and helping your
time
clients.
and money.
Absolutely. So yeah, given that, Jen Lewis with the Quantum Leap, they're coming to town, her and JP are coming to town on July 24th, so be ready for that. The tickets will sell out quick. And what she reiterated, and they reiterated so well, was the fact that we get away from the foundation of what is successful here. What brought Keller Williams from number 4 to number 1 and keeps widening the gap is that we do stick to those basics that the systems and models that propelled us and still keep the gap growing. And that brought to our attention, so with CC's help, we're going to make sure there's more of a consistency with that. So
Yeah.
there's no secret, success can be boring. And we'll do our song and dances and play some fun music. And Olivia bought me that speaker, so thanks for the sound advice.
She shakes her head.
So anyway. Well, that being said, let's expound on that a little bit more, right? So the Market Center, I've been doing some 5-year motivationals with agents, and that has been a blast. And one of the biggest things that does come up is that they do want to grow their profit share in a big way. And we've been, not on hold, but we've been on, downshifting a little bit now. Jason has done an amazing job of helping CC get to the point of where she's ready to go. So June is gonna be profit share month. And I just, what's your strategy for fostering a culture of collaboration that directly contributes to profit share?
Yes, so, I watched these conversations, and it's really compelling what Jason Abrams and Jay were talking about with regard to profit share, in that we have to really start at the fundamentals and understand how wealth is obtained. And once you fully understand that, you will want to tap into profit share. So I think with the leadership team really focusing on this next month is really, really important. I think that when you are an agent and you're out there, boots on the ground and doing the work as you all are, I think that something like profit share can be forgotten. Now, I know Steve clearly doesn't forget, but everyone can be like Steve and so many others in that we're receiving quite a bit from profit share, and it's there for you to profit. And I know it sounds like a little bit, it's only $37, but as you continue that, that can be really significant. We have a lot of agents in KW who are able to leave a legacy just from their profit share. I want that for our agents here. So I'm really looking forward to us kind of getting back to the fundamentals and understanding about profit share. So as a team, for the leadership team, I want to bring that back to the agents so that you're all just taking advantage of it as much as possible.
Love it.
Yeah.
5 years, you look it back.
Yeah.
What's happened?
You're saying looking forward to coming
Yeah,
back
we're
here?
5 years, you're like, hey, what, wow.
Yeah, so
What's it
in
look like
5
to you?
years, in 5 years in my crystal ball, we have expanded by quite a bit. There are more market centers there. We have agents who have, really taken advantage of profit share, and they're able to leave that legacy. They are living their best life. There are a lot of trainers in here. Gary Keller says all the time, we haven't met our perfect or our best agent yet, and those best agents are in this room. I think that we have an opportunity with Agent Plus. I see that expanding and us continuing to be first and us continuing to be innovative. And you know what? There are down the line multi-millionaires in this room. And maybe and they've let it down and raised a new generation of KWPR leaders in the industry. So that's what I see. And I'm still rocking and rolling right here, so.
I love that. Olivia Manson, where would you like to share?
I learned something about Sicily when we traveled. Why don't you tell the story about how when you found out you weren't the only candidate that I had?
Lisa's laughing so I was going along, and Olivia is when she interviews, it's just very straight-faced, and you get no indication if you are, winning favor or not. So, that leaves you to make up things in your head, and you know how that can go. You tend to lean in a negative. And then I think the second to last interview before I met with the ALC and the leadership team, she said, well, I'm going on vacation, but we are also interviewing other candidates. So, and I remember going home thinking, okay, I'm not the only one. So once I had the final interviews with the leadership team and the ALC, and I felt that it was okay. I felt I had a good indication, but then there was the wait. And in the waiting comes all the negativity, and I said, if I don't get this role, I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna throw myself on her car. And I'm just gonna make an offer, and I'm gonna say, I want I want another round, and or can you split the position and 2 people hold it and you figure something out, because I know within my soul, like I know my own name, that this role is for me, so. I was not kidding, I told that to Lisa, and she's like, oh God, I hope you get it, because you were crazy enough to do it. I'm like, I don't throw myself on her car. Oh.
Dang it, I wish I would have. I wanted to see what that would have.
You can always reenact it just for.
Yeah.
social media.
Oh, so.
Oh, she can run this to let somebody.
Yeah.
Anyone have any things you want to add, any questions? Let's hear it. Bryce?
How can the agents in this room and that are watching help you in your role?
Oh, good, thank you, great question. I think it's just remembering that I'm here to partner with you. And if you can always just, be clear and concise, tell me what your needs are. Look for ways that we can partner, and remember profit share. And then always we're all recruiters in this. We are a recruiting team. This is a recruiting market center. And so when you run across people that you know would benefit from this amazing, contagious culture, by all means, send them to me. But I'm saying that, Bryce, because it's not just about growth, okay? It really is about having that boomerang so that you get the profit share down the line. So even in growth, I'm thinking about, and I'm obsessed with the agents and lining your pockets in your future. So the more people you send to me and I close them, the more money you make, which leads you to the life that you want to live. So that's how, let other people know who would benefit from this amazing culture.
What's the best way to introduce somebody to you? How do you prefer that to happen?
Well, you all have my cell number, you have my email, and if you have other ways, by all means, invite me to a lunch, I'll do lunch with you. I'm just very,
I was gonna say, maybe if I can interject and I'll tell you exactly how to tee this up.
okay.
Because she's been to several different trainings at this point, right? She's been to FSO, she's been to Market Center Skills Camp in Austin. We left on Easter Sunday. Last week she was at Mega Leadership Camp. And I was reminded yet again that the market centers that are growing at a very high level, where the team leader is succeeding, they are not even cold calling. Because the ALC and the mega agents and the rest of the agents in the market center are teeing up those conversations. She will cold call until we get you all on board. And we just need those introductions. So typically the best way to do that is, let's say you're calling Cheryl Petrashek, just because I've always wanted to be in business with Cheryl, and you're saying, hey, you know what? I have told my team leader how amazing you are. Would you just do me a favor and would you just take her call? Tee them up that you are going to have that conversation, and then Cicely calls and can close for an appointment at that point. The best ALCs are lining them up at the door, right? And again, this is your profit share ALC and mega agents and the rest of you, not Cicely's. If it's done correctly, Cicely won't have much profit share. The reason why I have a lot of profit share is because I did a lot of cold calling, and I went to open houses for my first year at KW Maple Grove every Sunday. I worked six to 7 days a week for a year, going to open houses and stalking people, right? She'll do that too if she needs to. We know you'll stalk. You'll probably throw yourself on their car before they try to leave their open house and say, I'm not leaving until you give me an appointment.
Thank you.
They need to.
We're moving right along from that one.
I did not put that on the security checklist.
Exactly.
That's the one area where we've gone down from the last DL, is she's probably a worse HR nightmare now.
Kick me in the teeth.
You started it.
Yeah.
Of course, leave it to you.
She did,
But
she
yeah.
started it.
But yes, that's exactly how ideally we would, and you know what? 80% of agents join Keller Williams from training. So this might not have been the team meeting to have them at, and yet when we have a panel and we're sharing, like we should have guests in the room. They don't have these types of meetings, right? They just don't. So Quantum Leap, you know, on July 24th at KW Maple Grove, that's not how to sell another listing. That's a foundational course that Gary Keller wrote to teach us how to have a big life and a great life. Okay, well, do you know somebody else at another company that you want to have a great life? Bring them to that training, $170 or something like that.
I'll just expand on everything that was said here. I think a lot of people get nervous about the culture disappearing when you bring in a lot of people. And what I would say to agents in the room is, you have a way to mold that culture and keep it the way it is by you bringing the people to the leadership team to bring in that we know are good agents, that we know fit within the culture.
Yeah.
Otherwise, when you're cold calling it and we're not bringing you the people, you don't know what you're gonna get.
You're my favorite. You always have. Yeah, good job. But here's what I will.
It's true.
It is true. And here's what I'll also say about that. The way that our financial structure works is everybody here only pays us a certain amount every year in a cap. So if somebody's a jerk, we have no problem walking them to the door, right? I did that at Maple Grove. I did it at Preferred when I took over in 2000, and I fired a mega there, and I fired a mega at Preferred, and like they're never welcome in any office that I lead or manage, right? So if we attract them, and sometimes we attract them and they come here and we're like, oh, I don't know, they just have an edge or what have you. If they can't grow into our culture, they'll leave. You know, but they're 15.5 like anyone else, right? And I'm not putting a dollar amount on you. I hope you understand. I'm just saying, it's not like somebody that's doing 100 transactions. If they're a jerk, we should keep them because we're making more money off them. No, we're same
Still
as,
alignment.
that's right.
Alignment.
Still has to be aligned, yeah. So, there you go.
That's great, thank you. Yeah.
Is that on
So
tape?
we're
Is
lead
that on
and
tape?
then like.
It probably hurt, didn't it?
Yeah.
Just in my heart.
Talk to someone. Let them know I'm gonna talk to someone, let them know I'm gonna call and just warm that lead up and be great. Yeah, I'll close them for you. Yes, ma'am.
How many times have you read MREA?
Twice now.
Okay.
I read it before I started on the 14th of April. Because Olivia, of course, mentions it in an interview, so I went out, I bought it that day and had it read, so I just read it again, so I'm in shit now.
Is there anybody in the room that's read the MREA twice in the last 2 months?
In the last 2 months.
Twice in the last 2 months?
Yeah. Once in the last year, the whole thing? Wow, great.
Good,
Look at
very
that.
good.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome, so.
All right, and the only other thing that I just wanna say is thank you all to the Rainmakers and the ALC members that we had the one-on-ones. That was such a strong connection, I really appreciate it. Thank you for being so candid and sharing your background and your stories with me. It really means a lot. I wanna keep that connection going. We're family, we're connected, we're partners, and yeah, let's be the destination here for agents. Oh, you have one?
Oh,
Yeah.
you said you had a podcast, you still have a podcast?
I do,
Still
yes.
What do you talk about?
Maybe ask her after.
Yeah.
People's minds are running wild
I
right now.
just, yeah. Yeah, so I do, I enjoy it. Yeah, I'll tell you about it.
Wow.
So.
Now we know what our next team meeting topic is.
Anything else?
Yeah, anything else? Jason?
I'll say, I have had the opportunity to work with her very closely over these last 30 days. And I do really appreciate everybody who's had the opportunity to meet with her as well. Because one of the things we're doing in those opportunities is also practicing recruiting. And your being in there helps her build the conversation skills, the dialogues that I'm always standing up in front of you saying, hey, you need to practice on your friends, not on your clients. Well, guess what? We are 100% practicing on our friends, not our clients, so that we can be in preparation for all those things going on. I gave her a referral the other day, and I was a little astounded when she called right in front of me. That just wasn't what I expected. I thought, nope, I'm calling them right now. Bam. When we talk about what homework is going to be for the next day, I don't wonder whether it's gonna be done. I'm curious if it'll be done before we leave that day. I'm telling you, she is so excited to be a part of this and doing the work and out there 100% of the time, because she knows how impactful that's gonna be for you. The constant conversation, the constant things from her are, how is this gonna help the team? How is this gonna help everybody? And hearing that is really empowering for me to help drive those sorts of things. And that's why I had to read the MREA twice, because I can't let her be ahead of me. And that's kind of the thing. But again, she wants to know that stuff really well. And we've talked all the different sorts of things that are coming up. And we, like everything else we do, your feedback is critical to our success. And when I say our success, I mean specifically our success as a leadership team, but that is what we bring to you. So the more feedback you can give us, the more things you can say, the more times you can interact with her, the better off we'll be. And she still has one job, and that's to bring more agents into this office. So personally, I'm going to ask that if you really need something and you think I can figure it out, just let me do it while she gets her feet. And I'll find a way to get that done, and if I can't get it done, I'll find the right person to get it done so that we can win together and get her off to the best start possible, because this is a tough job. And the amount of effort and energy she's putting into it, I wanna make sure that I match, and the rest of us as leaders match that effort and energy so that we're bringing the best product we can bring to you.
Amen.
Thanks, Cece.
Awesome, thank you.
Well, I'm grateful for Olivia's vision in this too. A lot of times I think when one TL goes, or steps down or aside or whatever they do, they leave, thank you, they leave the company. So to be able to help her see what's coming and what to avoid and to block. And one of the things is just making sure that you are well taken care of so that she can go bring more people in. So that we've got you're on the forefront first. It's who you are dancing with now, not just the people you're bringing. So we're really excited about that. Since Olivia's back, we do have to go back to her real quick. The wrong way, we'll go this way. Okay, so because of Goose said, so we just wanted to remind that your dog your job's picking up. And it's your number 2 role. And then we were reminded that this is coming up for stocking stuffers. And then your latest though is goose poop cleanup, specializing in Canadian geese. Since you're such a Jets fan. She gone yet, eh? So, we just wanted to make sure that we are laughing at you and not with you. So, that being said, it's half hour, we have MCA orientation.
Things for you to do.
This is what I do when my wife ignores me at night.
I wonder why.
Thank you all, we appreciate you, love you. Thank you online. Thanks, CC. Oh, thank you, John, Sanaya, and Natasha for being here today.
Yes. Hey, well, thank you.
I'm sorry. Yes, okay. What it is now. I'm in here.